Stop scrolling. In today's live stream, I'm going to show you exactly how to wholesale a deal faster than your favorite wholesaling coach is going to sell their next limited 17th edition NFT or Amazon FBA course. Except I'm going to show you how to do it even faster. And the best part is I have no NFT, Amazon FBA scam store to sell you. I just got to show you how to make a ton of money wholesaling real estate. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today and show you how you can do the same exact thing. And so if you're excited, ready to go, do me a favor. Let me know who's live in the comments and who is ready to go and learn wholesaling real estate. I'm pretty jacked up about this. And so one thing you want to know here too is selling a wholesaling real estate deal is actually pretty dang simple. It's pretty dang easy. If you got a deal, you can get it sold. But here's the thing. Most wholesalers struggle to sell deals. I'm going to show you step by step today how you could start selling your wholesale deals to cash buyers like hotcakes. It's like selling hot pizza to an Eskimo. It's like selling ice cold waters at a baseball stadium. It is so simple. But the thing is, most people get so stressed out. Oh my gosh, what do I do? I don't know what I'm doing. Selling a wholesale deal is so simple. I'm going to give you my proven system today, how to do it, so you can go out here and make a ton of money. And so remember, step by step, let me give my whole step-by-step wholesaling process. Why are we doing what we're doing today? We're selling wholesale deals so we can make a stupid amount of money. We're doing it so we can make a lot of money wholesaling. Enough money where we can afford a $6,000 penthouse in Miami so we can start selling a wholesaling real estate program. That is the whole goal. That's the enchilada. This is why we're doing what we're doing. We're trying to get the penthouse so we can go sell a wholesaling course. Okay, so if you're up for it, you're excited to go get the penthouse in Miami, rent the Lamborghini, this is what we're doing it for. So let's get it going and let's start getting into dispo. So again, we kind of have to go back here and kind of look at the big picture of everything. All right. So many wholesalers, they don't really even understand the big picture. Why do we do what we do? What is the entire point of wholesaling? What is wholesaling real estate and why are we doing what we're doing, right? And so let's kind of break down exactly the big picture here first, so we really understand the stages of wholesaling and exactly what stage are we in on the dispositions process. So again, first and foremost, all right, I want you to understand this. If you're inside of wholesaling real estate and you have a deal, right? So really there's three kind of stages I like to look at wholesaling, right? There's first the marketing stage, which is going out here and finding deals. There's the acquisitions phase, and then there's the dispos phase, right? So again, the whole point of marketing is to, quote, find a wholesale deal. The point of number two, acquisitions, is to go out here and close the seller. And the point of dispositions is to sell the contract, right? So basically you find a contract, you close or you sign the contract, and then you sell the contract. That is what wholesaling real estate is in a nutshell. Most people don't want to talk about it. No, it's very complicated. Wholesaling real estate is an extremely complicated process. No, if you really want to look at the big picture of wholesaling real estate, to sell a wholesale deal is really, in my opinion, one of the easiest processes. But everyone goes out here and they sell you like a crazy course on how to learn how to close a wholesale deal. It's pretty simple. And let's just break it down. First and foremost, we need to know what our cash buyer tiers are. So there are definitely tiers to this game. Okay. There's about 5 tiers that I found when it comes to your cash buyers. Okay. So first we have to understand, what is a cash buyer? So a cash buyer is somebody that is going to basically buy our contract from us. So we, in essence, the whole point is to go get our nice, fancy, sexy check for $20,000. That is the whole point. This is what we do. Okay. To make that moolah, to get that cash. And the only way you're going to get that cash is if we go here and find someone who actually buys the contract from us. Now, the thing about it too, is your cash buyer is also in the game for a specific reason. Now, your cash buyer is not this magical fairy that loves to give you money for just, being all nice, right? Not everyone's got, how could I say this right? Not everyone has, young, beautiful women just throwing $10,000 at you like me, right? All the ladies just give me money just to spoil me because I'm just so handsome. Not everyone has someone like that in your life. Well, I do because I'm so amazing. But cash buyer, all jokes aside, cash buyers do not give you money just because of how cool you are. Okay. Not because they just think you're a cool guy. Okay. I once met, someone at a party and I'm like, what do you do for a living? They're like, guys just give me money. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, they just give me money for shopping and rent. And I'm like, what do you talk? What? And they're like, yeah, like these, no joke. This is in college. I'm like, how do you drive a Mercedes? Like, how do you have like, no joke. I went to this girl in college. I'm like, how do you have an AMG? Explain to me how you were 18 years old with an AMG. They're like, these guys, they just give me money on Instagram. And I'm like, like just on his, like, well, I have to meet them once a month. I'm like, oh, okay. Gotcha. Most of you guys really believe a cash buyer just gives you money just out of the goodness of their hearts. Okay. Ain't going to happen. Okay. You ain't built like me. So you're going to find here a cash buyer. All right. Is by far, okay, going to give you money because you make the money. Okay. Okay. You ain't like the other person. You don't make them happy. You make them money. Okay. And so if you're short and ugly, you ain't going to go out here and get anyone to be doing that for you. But if you're good at wholesaling, those same rich old guys will give you money for just giving them contracts. Okay. I was never that talented with singing. So this is where I'm at in my life. I got to sell contracts because I can't sell albums. But I'll tell you this. Way simpler to do. Being straight up with you. Okay. It's a way simpler process. Cash buyers, you make the money, and then what they do is they pay you. Okay. They pay you very well. All right. And they'll pay you for about 2 hours, which is pretty good. Okay. Usually those guys pay a lot less for a lot more time. That's all I could say. So they pay you because they make money. Now, we really got to understand how this whole process works. So what is a cash buyer? Why does a cash buyer make money from us? We got to really understand economics 101 of why we are trying to dispo a deal. First and foremost, this is how the process works. Cash buyer buys your deal and pays you upfront a $20,000 assignment fee, right? They pay you a $20,000 assignment fee and they buy the house for like 150 grand. So basically, all in all, they're at like 170. Yeah, they bought the house for like 170. Then what they do, and this is why cash buyers make a ton of money, is they'll go pour $40,000 in renovations, okay, plus the 170 they're all in for. I'm dumb, so I need to do the math on this, just so I'm not off. But basically, 210,000 what they're all in on, and what they're going to do is they're going to throw that sucker on the market and try to sell it for like 280. Okay. Now, after all their BS fees and all that stuff, they're probably going to be in it at around, they're probably net making maybe 250. These are rough numbers, right? So they end up making like 40 grand. Now, usually what they do is they could probably sell it maybe for like 300K on the market, and then they'll net like 60 grand or something. But like, most wholesalers like, that's not fair. How are they making 60 grand and I only made 20? Well, I'll be honest with you. That's just how the cookie crumbles. They took on the risk. They were the true entrepreneur in this situation. You just got your fat check and you didn't even care if they made money or not, right? That's the kind of the whole point here. So you got to understand, cash buyers are buying the deal from you so they could at least do something like this, or at least rent it out and make, good ROI from it. So the problem here lies, and this is where most wholesalers absolutely suck at dispoing their deal, is they don't even know how any of these numbers work. But most importantly, and probably the worst possible thing I've seen on here, is they go out here and they send a deal and they're like, hey, bro, you just got to buy this for $210,000. Just buy for 210, put 40 grand into it, and then you sell it for like 300. And they're like, okay, 300. I take all my BS. I'm in at 250. So I'm only going to make 10 grand. And then you get paid a, $60,000 assignment. Yeah, bro, you have a terrible deal. But you just got to and then most people say this. When they send a bad deal to a buyer where I see people trying to put $60,000 assignment fees sometimes. It's like, they're like, oh, the buyers just suck. No, it's not. So we see this all the time in wholesaling, okay? And I see this from the JV side for me all the stupid time. But I have legit wholesalers that will go out here and they'll send their terrible deal to 10 buyers. All the buyers say, your deal sucks. Your price is just too high. And then you come to me and say, Zach, can we JV? And then you're like, well, I locked it up for 210. And then you come to me thinking I'm some magic fairy that's going to be able to find a buyer to buy it for 230. Here's the thing. The law of economics does not work. The supply and demand. Even if I found a sucker and someone to buy an overpriced deal, they're a sucker. They're going to lose 20 grand. They're never going to buy from me ever again. So you got to understand, we have to sell our deals to buyers so they can make money too. This is exactly the same process of opening up a pizza shop. I always say it's a pizza shop. If you want to sell your pizza and you want to make the most money, the best way to do it is to give them the best pizza ever. Make it so good. Gabagool. Okay. If you went out here and did I'll be honest with you, and people are going to war with me in the comments. Little Caesars. I've been to Little Caesars 10 times in my lifetime to eat food. Mostly in high school when I was broke after a high school wrestling tournament. Do you know how many times I have I've had stomach issues after eating Little Caesars? 5 out of 10 times. I have a 50%. And Little Caesars, you might want to try to get a defamation case on me. Try it. Try me, bro. I will tell you, 50% of the time when I eat Little Caesars, I am not feeling good. It is explosive pain. Okay? It is just explosive bad things happening to me. Okay? So I will never eat at Little Caesars ever again because of this. I don't care how cheap the pizza feels like, okay? That's just why I'm going to go to the Old Italian Man. There's a pizza place nearby. The guy at the counter doesn't know how to speak much English. He comes to me and he's like, would you like a pizza? And he's from Naples. Love this guy to death. And he barely could speak English. He's like, Napoli pizza? Mi amor? Aguilar. And then it's the best pizza ever. The dude's straight off the boat from Italy. The guy's amazing. Love this guy to death. He's the type of guy to go taste the pizza and says, not good. No, we throw it away. And Gordon Ramsay style. And so the thing is, every time I go there, it's the best pizza ever. I'm not on the toilet all night. So I give that person my business. Okay. So when I take my friends and family out to dinner, I go to this pizza place and they make a lot of money off of me. But because they ain't Little Caesars. All right. So you got to understand this, okay? That if you give a bad experience, they're never coming back. For example, me and Rick went to Mexico for a fishing trip. Someone decided they're going to brush their teeth with the tap water. Not me. I'm not going to tell you who. I'm not going to tell you who decided to go brush their teeth with Mexican tap water. But let's just say that guy, Rick, will never go back to Mexico. It was a very bad experience for him. Okay. We went the next day, 40 miles offshore on a boat. It was not a good time for him. So just letting you know. Okay. You need a good experience. And so this is why my cash buyers love me. They basically give me hugs every single time they see me. Okay. You know why? Because they make a ton of money with me and I make a ton of money with them. And the cool part about this is if times ever get tough in wholesaling, they're always sending their deals to me. They'll always buy the deals I send to them. So you got to understand this. That is how the buyer game works. Now, you got to also understand there's many types of cash buyers. Why does a cash buyer, and we understand this too, why does a cash buyer buy a house? Why do they buy a deal? Why? Why does a cash buyer buy a deal? They buy deals for 99% of the time for two reasons. Number one, they want to flip the house for a profit. They buy it, resell it, make money. Or they're looking to buy it to just rent it out. And in essence, they're doing it to make money. Now, I'll tell you this, all right? To buy a property, all cash, okay, requires a lot of money. And most people who are in the game of buying millions of dollars of rental properties, they're not idiots. Okay, you might be like, okay, well, if a guy buys this and resells it, tries to flip it, he won't make money, he won't buy me a deal. I'm just going to send it to a landlord buyer. On paper, that sounds great. You're going to screw the landlord guy. But the landlord guy has been buying rentals for 15 years straight. He studies the market like crazy, and he knows exactly how much he gets in rent for every zip code in the city. He does not own $6 million of rental property because he's a bumbling idiot that's going to overbuy your deal. I want you to understand this. Landlord buyers are almost even rougher because they're not stupid. They own a lot of real estate. They're not going to overbuy a property. But some of you guys think that too. So just understand, if you want to find cash buyers in under 5 minutes, we have to start sending our deals, more specifically, the right deals, the perfect deals, the deals that actually work to our said buyers. So a cash buyer is going to buy the property to flip it or rent it. Now, there's a third one. I don't like it, but there is kind of what we call like land banking, or they just kind of buy the property, just let it appreciate. I'll tell you this, I have sold deals to Chinese buyers. I didn't know they were Chinese, so they bought it because they're like regular American realtors, I guess. But basically, they just buy it and they just own the house because they don't make any, like the real estate market in China is so screwed up that they just park their money in America. And they literally leave the property abandoned. They pay the taxes, they just leave it abandoned. There are people that buy lots of land just to keep it there so it appreciates in value. I'm telling you, this is very rare. Don't bank on this. Like, don't assume your buyer is going to do this. So just understand that. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. And this, guys, I'm talking about the fundamentals first before we get into the specific step-by-step, because what I'm about to teach you is I'm about to just do Mentos and Pepsi, okay, on your entire dispositions process. I'm about to do a Little Caesars explosion. Oh boy, shouldn't say that. On your wholesaling business, okay? You are going to have too many buyers in your pipeline. You are going to be like, oh my gosh, there's just too many buyers. I have too many cash buyers. I'm so good at dispositions. You are going to be DJ Khaled suffering from success, okay? Just in case you don't know this, I think this is probably by far the funniest album cover I've ever seen in my life. So I once a month, I always show everyone my favorite DJ Khaled cover. He has a album called Suffering from Success. This is going to be you after today with your buyers. You just, I just have too many buyers. I have too many deals coming in. I have too many millions of dollars coming in my bank account. What do I do with all this money? Right? This is going to be you with your cash buyers. And the reason that's going to be you with your cash buyers is because you're going to actually systematically know how to get legit buyers. Now, here's the biggest problem I see in wholesaling. We have people that have, Zach, and let me know in the comments if you see this. Guys, I have 6 billion cash buyers. I have a list of 6 trillion cash buyers. Okay, well, how many of those buyers are actually legit buying from wholesalers? I don't know. I have 6 million buyers. Nobody cares. Like that game, okay? That game of like being a fake buyer type guy is not real anymore. So what I'm trying to let you know is if you're somebody who is claiming to flip properties or to rent out a house, guess what we're going to need? We're going to need something called proof. Now, back in the old days, back in the OG Unk Zach time in 2018-19, all you needed back in the day was what we called a proof of funds. That's what we used to have back in the day. It used to be called a proof of funds. Hey, show me that you can go out here and have the money in your bank account. I am so old. I am so old in the wholesale game that back in the day, that was really, really hard to fake because you had to learn Photoshop back. It was just very complicated. Now you just ask ChatGPT to make you a fake proof of funds. This was before like these these wholesaling like paid groups started like telling people to be like a fake cash buyer. Like, oh, I'm going to teach you how to daisy chain. Like that used to be back in the day. That's not, I mean, that was never an issue. But now we have 14-year-old kids saying, I'm a cash buyer. I'll buy a property for cash. Like, dude, like you just started the 8th grade. And I'm like, okay, well, give me proof of funds. Here's a proof of funds of $6 million. Like anyone can like make a fake proof of funds now. Okay, you just ask ChatGPT. So right now, a proof of funds is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, what we need instead is we don't go for proof of funds anymore. That is like old, like that's old head stuff. Okay. If you're in like a paid wholesaling group and they're telling you a proof of funds, oh Jesus, man. Not good. They haven't wholesaled in years. Okay. What you do now is you proof of ownership. This is very important. This is a new little term, I guess. I don't think I've ever said this, but like you need proof of ownership. Basically, what I mean by this is if you are somebody who says, I own, you get these kids that say this, they're 16, they're like, I own $1 million of real estate. Okay. Can you share with me the addresses of the properties you own? What? How dare you? How dare you ask me that? That's a personal thing. Okay. Can you show me one property you own? Just give me the address. I'll look at it, make sure your name is on the deed that you signed. You're actually the owner. How dare you ask me that? Get out of here. I'll tell you this. If you ask, just being honest with you, if you ask any legit real estate investor, can you name me one property? And this is not public. This isn't like, you're not publicly blasting out to hundreds of thousands, millions of people. You're just giving it to one wholesaler to show your proof. Can you show me one rental property you own? Because you claim to own $6 million. Just show me one rental so I know you're legit. All these 15, 16, 17-year-old kids that are claiming to be cash buyers, they can't do one. And guess what? They might show the address and it might be like Zach Ginn owns the house. That's my mentor's house, but we do it together. No, bro. You ain't tricking me here. Like your actual name on the deed. No? Then I'm sorry, but like you're not a real buyer. If you don't own any rental property, then you're not a landlord buyer to me. So I'm telling you this, okay? If you have a cash buyer who's claiming to be a cash buyer and they don't own at least, and I'm being conservative here, okay? If they don't own at least 3 rentals, you don't want to buy from them. They do not have the experience points to go out here and just be comfortable in a wholesale transaction, okay? Just be honest. If they don't own 3 rentals, get out of here. Now, flipping a house is a little different. You know, you got some buyers that have 0 experience. They want to get like hard money and all. I don't like that either. I've never really been big on that either. All I've really basically been doing is like, okay, well, can you show me like, I don't know, 2 of your last flips? And if they're good, and this is pretty simple, you're going to see a history of them buying a property for $100,000 and then reselling it for like 170 over like a 4-month period. And they've done like 3 or 4 of those. Now, you just need proof. The problem is so many wholesalers, so many of them refuse to ask these questions. Oh, you're a buyer? Okay, here's the deal. What, Mr. Seller, what do you mean you don't want to go with me anymore? Oh, you're going to go with that guy I just sent my deal to? But he's a buyer. What do you mean he's my partner? Oh, he's going to wholesale it from you. Oh, he just stole my deal. Though that's not right. I'm going to go sue him. Okay. Go try to sue the guy. Do you have $3,000 to sue the person? Just telling you. Okay. Like, so that is a game hard to play. And if you do not qualify your buyers, your deals are going to get stolen. Your deals are going to be stolen. Straight up. So you don't want your deals to be stolen either. So you need to find good buyers that actually won't steal your deal. So first you got to find good buyers that actually like legit buying properties. Then you need to go out here and find cash buyers that won't screw you on a wholesale deal. Okay. So let's first and foremost talk about these cash buyers. There are 5, it's like a 5-layer cake. Okay. Do I know how to draw a cake? We're going to try. We're going to call it a 5-layer cake. And if you get hungry, then you're probably like me and you're just a fatty, but that's fine. I like eating a lot too. So here's my 5-layer cake. Okay. There's my cherry on top. Beautiful cherry on top of my 5-layer cake. I'm getting hungry. This is not good at all for me because I'm starving. So my little 5-layer cake right here, a little cherry on top. Okay, cool. So this is my 5-layer wholesaling cake of buyers. Okay. Now it goes down the rabbit hole, but I'll tell you this. This is from basically who will pay you the least to who will pay you the most in wholesaling. Okay. When it comes to buyers. All right. Money wise. Okay. So this is just from my experience with cash buyers. If you look at the 5-layer cake of cash buyers, I will tell you this. All right. By far, the people that pay you the least, all right, are going to be the slumlord guys. I've always said this, the slumlords, the basically like super experienced like type guy, the guy that like you're just going to be like, I've been buying property for 67 years. Those people, they will pay you the least. They are like the slumlords. They own like hundreds of properties. Those guys, they pay the least by far. Now, we're going to show you how to find those guys too, but I'm just telling you, they buy the least. They'll buy like 50 houses a year. Okay. Those guys will buy like 50 plus houses a year. Crazy. Next tier. Where's the next tier? The next tier is kind of what I call the high level flipper. All right. The high level flipper will probably buy about 24 houses a year, like 2 deals a month. They're flipping a very high volume. They want to make crazy margins. They can buy deals all day. They need to have a decent deal. They need a deal that's going to make them money. Okay. So what you're going to find is these high level flippers, they're the easiest to work with because they don't really question. If they like your deal, they're never going to question you, and they're not going to be like, oh, I don't know if you're a Simon V. They're usually chill. Okay. Because they know the game. They know the game well. So about 24 properties a year. Now, where you start making some good money is when you start going, let's say, after the medium level flipper. Okay. So kind of like the medium level flipper, they're not like, I mean, it's a full-time business for them, but they're probably maybe 12 deals, maybe 10. They pay a lot more. But remember, you can't send them a ton of volume, right? So push and a pull, they're a little harder to find, but they're not bad. They usually pay, I'd say, the average assignment fee, 5 to 10 deals. Now, where the cake starts getting juicy, this is when the chocolate, the devil food cake, double chocolate chunk. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. The juicy caramel. I don't know, whatever. Caramel on a cake doesn't sound good, actually. Basically, I call them the mom and pop flipper. So this is like, I kid you not, like the local realtor that wants to get into house flipping, the person that wants to flip like 1 house a year, 2 houses a year, they do all the renovations themselves. They do all the work. They just watched an A&E TV show. They went in. They want to do the whole thing. They might buy at most 1 to 4 properties a year. They pay significantly more. Like if they say, if I could make 20 grand on this, that's all I need. Those are great. Those guys love them to death, right? Now, what am I at? Who's Zach at? I am at high level flipper. I don't buy deals. That's just me. I'm just letting you know, I am a high level flipper. All right. I wouldn't call myself a slumlord. I own a lot of rentals to be considered. I would probably be considered a high level rental guy, but I'll be honest, I'm probably a high level flipper when it comes to buying deals. I still want to get people money. I still want to pay my wholesalers that send me deals. But the truth is, the high level flipper is where I'm at because I don't overpay on deals. I just don't. Get it for a crazy deal, go crazy. But I'm just saying, man, high level flippers, That's where I'm at. Mom and pop, these are going to be brand newbies. Okay. These are people that just want to get in the game. Very, very, and most of them are like realtors making some money and they want to get into real estate investing because they think like they're the coolest thing ever. Now, on the bottom, I call this, okay, I've always called them this, the fresh at a seminar flipper. Okay. These are by far the best ones. Now, there's high risk with this. Okay. They have zero experience. Zero. They just want to make a profit. If they could make 10 grand, that's all they wanted. Like they just want to say they flipped the house. They could care less about anything. They just want to flip the house to flip the house. Okay. They will go put the finishings on that makes them feel good about themselves. They're like a fake interior designer. That's their real passion in life. But of course that doesn't pay the bills. They just left a seminar learning how to flip houses. They just paid the guy 60 grand. They're fresh out of that seminar. They will pay you the most. Like these people are almost people that will pay like on market property prices, right? Those are the hardest ones to find, the most difficult people to deal with. And the ones that are like, oh my God, this is so stressful. I don't know what I'm like. Those are like the worst buyers, but they pay the most. Shocker. Okay. It's like that. Just the truth. Now, after that, there's levels to it too. Okay. There's actually a bottom layer. Okay. There's a bottom layer. Are you ready for this one? Okay. These are called hard money buyers. And I'm telling you right now, they are by far, I cannot kid you this at all. They are unequivocally, without a doubt, the worst buyer you will ever face. You do not want to do it. Do not do it to yourself. You will leave hurt, scarred, mentally abused, and probably not the same person at the end of this. Because they will take your deal hostage. They will put you through all the emotional roller coasters, and they'll leave you at the end of the day on the dirt. And you just be questioning your life after this, okay? Hard money buyers are terrible. Do not ever sell you to a hard money buyer. So let's think about this for a second. Why has Zach always said to sell your deal to a cash buyer? You sell your deal to a cash buyer because they buy the house for cash. Okay. Well, can I sell a deal to a hard money buyer? Hold on, I'm just doing the math really quick. Is the word cash in the word hard money? Huh. No! Bro, what word in the English dictionary makes you feel like hard money and cash money is the same thing? Dude, what are we talking about here? A hard money buyer. Let me tell you how a hard money buyer works. Okay. I don't know if you ever got your heart broken from Jessica at prom. I don't get my personal life. I'm just kidding. There's no Jessica at prom. But you know, remember when Tyler broke up with you freshman year of college? That's exactly how dealing with a hard money buyer feels. Okay? Depressing. So, the hard money buyer, HMB, is the nicest guy. He says, I will pay you so much money. You're going to make a $70,000 fee. You're going to be the guy. I'm going to make you all this money. You are the best. But I have my BD. Now, does BD stand for baby daddy? Okay. Is he your sugar daddy or is he your bank department? I don't know. Same thing to me. It's your baby daddy, your sugar daddy, whoever you want to call it, right? You gotta get the sugar daddy's approval before you buy anything, right? So this is why see Zach's stories go full circle into learning how to dispo. But basically, you have to get permission from the big crazy bank. The first bank of 4th Street, right? B for bank, right? Guess what? The bank says, oh, you got to get a contract first. So you do the assignment of contract. You're just like, yeah, I'm the guy. I have money in my eyes. I'm going to make so much money. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Here, let me go get the lease for my penthouse in Miami. I already got the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini already has the rent set for next month, right? So I'm going to rent the Lamborghini to go to the closing so I can sell the course. You have money. You're so happy. You're ready to go. Now, one day before closing, the bank says, you know what? I don't like the deal anymore. I'm not going to fund it. And now you are crying tears because your Miami penthouse rented Lamborghini course dream is now over because you dealt with a hard money buyer. This is why we don't deal with hard money, because I've seen this so many times where the hard money, where the lender is, the bank, the lender, whatever you want to call them, they deny the deal at the last day or the day of the closing. I see it happen. It sucks. It is not fun at all. Now, you might be like, okay, well, why don't you just put a big, fat, crazy deposit on them? Most of these hard money guys will not sign it, and they will literally make it contingent on financing. They always do. So if you think you can just stick them with a $10,000 EMD, ain't going to happen. They'll do it. It's contingent, though. But don't worry, it'll get approved. Now you're crying, and you got no Lambo. That's the problem. Okay? So they tell you everything in the beginning. Oh, yeah, you're going to make all this money. You're going to do so good. And I will say this, to be fair. Sometimes the deal does go through. But most of the time, if you're making a big assignment fee, usually that gives red flags to a lender. Just being straight up with you. So those are not the buyers you want to be dealing with, right? So again, you want to deal with mom and pops, high-level flippers, medium-level flippers, right? Those are roughly where you're going to find it. Now, the real question is here, and this is where we're really talking about, how do I find cash buyers and how do I find them fast? How do I find cash buyers and how do I do it fast? I'm in a hurry. I want to get rich. Okay, let me help you out. First question is, do you have a budget or do you have like a small budget? Now, if you have X leads, so if you already have X leads, if you already budgeted xleads.com into your budget, then this is basically free. And if you don't have X leads, then you can do it for free too. It's just a little more work. All right. So let's go over exactly. Let's make it white. Why not? Let's go exactly step by step. We're going to teach everyone the free way and then the paid way to go do this. Okay. So if you have absolute zero motion, you got no money, you got no cash, how in the world are you going to make some money in wholesaling? Well, first and foremost, you need to get your buyers. So how do you find buyers really, really quickly? Now, the real first question is, sorry, by the way, do you find the buyer first? Or do you go out here and find the deal first? I always say find the deal first. That's always been unless you have like this crazy anxiety about like, oh, I don't know. I don't want anyone to think I'm not a good buyer, whatever. If that's your anxiety, go get a buyer first. Right? I could care less. Finding buyers is so simple and easy, which I'm going to show you today. Like it's so easy. I wouldn't really be freaking out over it. Okay. So I'd say always find the deal first. So how do you go out here and find cash buyers? Okay. If you have no money, so again, we're just going to call it no money. I'm telling you straight up right now, with no money at all, number one way I'd go out here is Facebook groups. Facebook groups by far one of the best ways. Now, are Facebook groups a cesspool of fake buyers? Yes, but you're playing with a low dollar crowd. Okay. Again, the way I equate this is, if you are shopping for groceries, where is the worst possible place you go shop for groceries? Anybody know? What is the cheapest place and also the worst place to shop for groceries ever? The answer is Walmart. Again, I've said this and I don't joke about this, maybe because I live in Florida, but every single time I go to a Walmart, there's about a 10% chance somebody's going to be fighting in the refrigerated milk section. Always. There's always a chance. It's never 0%. Always something. Some homeless guy goes in there, spills some milk. It always happens. Someone's got their stanky dog. Always somebody smelling weird. It's just Walmart for you. It's free. Okay. Be careful. All right. You're not going to be hanging around a Walmart too dang long. Now, who in here has ever been to a Costco? I love Costco to death. I've told everyone Costco wholesale, any company that has the word wholesale in it, my favorite thing in the world. Costco, I'll eat 16 pounds of samples, eat my chicken bake, get a glizzy and a Coke for $1.50. And I'll walk out there very happy guy, and no one's going to be fighting while I'm shopping. That's why I like Costco. Okay. Now, the thing about it is Costco, by the way, is actually cheaper than Walmart. But it's kind of funny. But the thing is, of course, if you go to Walmart, there might be some people fighting. Okay. There might be some Florida boys out here doing some Florida stuff. Okay. Someone might be walking their alligator down the aisle, but that's fine. That's just Florida stuff. Okay. We're not upset about it. In Florida and Costco, we don't let you walk your pet alligator. Walmart, do whatever you want. Okay. It's just funny. All right. And again, I hope you guys think that like I am like, oh, Zach's just joking. Zach's just joking. Like, no joke. We legit got homeboys out here. We got homeboys out here taking their emotional support alligator to the local Walmart. All right. This is a real person, by the way, who takes his alligator to a Walmart. I'm not saying this to be like, oh, Zach's just joking. I'm not joking. You don't see this stuff in a Costco, but you'll see guys like this take their emotional support alligator. That's just Florida man stuff. Now, I keep my emotional support alligator at home, okay? I don't ever take my emotional support alligator out shopping with me because he gets scared. He's just a baby. But if you want to go out here and take your emotional support alligator, they'll let you do it at Walmart. They won't let you do it at Costco, okay? So us Florida people know our emotional support alligators are not supposed to go outside the home, okay? It's just so crazy, you know? But all I'm saying is you don't see that stuff at a Costco, okay? So again, Facebook groups are free. It's cheap, but you are going to deal with some craziness, okay? So you're going to have to get really good at finding bad and good buyers. All right? Now let's answer this question. Are you going to find a cash buyer in my school group, freewholesaling.com? No, you are not. Okay? I want this to be very, very clear with you. If you go to wholesaling school groups filled with wholesalers, you are going to find wholesalers. All right? If you go to Pittsburgh, you're going to find Pittsburgh Steelers fans there. All right? You ain't going to find many Patriots fans there. All right? So you got to really understand this, that if you join my school group, you're going to learn wholesaling real estate. I'm going to put on the bottom, freewholesaling.com. It's the best school group in the entire world. It's freewholesaling.com, baby. We love it. But if you expect, just being honest with you, if you expect to go out here and find anything but wholesalers or people interested in wholesaling, there might be some buyers, maybe 2 or 3. You ain't going to find many. So just understand that if you have no money, school group is not the option. That is not what you should be doing. Okay. Now, another good option for finding cash buyers that isn't really talked about too much, and probably my favorite, if I could really say this, is going to be Zillow. More specifically, the Zillow for rent section. And what you're going to basically do is just call these people up and say, hey, I see that you're renting this property out. Are you interested in buying any more rentals? My name's Zach. I'm actually not looking to rent on your house. I'm actually looking to sell some wholesale deals. Are you looking to buy? And they're going to have their number on there. They're going to say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. Facebook groups, you're going to make some posts in there. We teach you in freewholesaling.com on the bottom, freewholesaling.com, how to make posts in Facebook groups to find cash buyers. Now, That is how, for free, you find cash buyers. Zach, well, what about this? What about that? There's other things you can do, but I'm going to tell you most of your buyers are going to be in these two. These are, if you have no money, this is how you go out here and sell your wholesale deals. All right. Now, there's a third one. You can go out here and call realtors. A little bit more difficult to do. It's kind of you might have to call like 500 realtors to find a good one. But I'm telling you, by far, this is going to be your best way to find cash buyers when you have no money. Again, it's not easy. It's not simple. It's not fun, but that's how you do it. Now, my other ninja tactic I'll tell you to do is to go out here and find wholesaling friendly title companies. Okay. You might not know this, but your title companies, if they're wholesaling friendly, they actually do transactions. They actually do wholesale deals. You might ask them, hey, I just locked up a deal. I can't find a buyer. Do you have any buyers? And be like, actually, yeah, we do a lot of buyers. Okay. So, I don't know. Should I find buyers? Should I not? I don't know. So what I'm telling you to do right now is actually go out here and ask your title company, do you have any buyers? Can I find any buyers? Okay. Simple as that. Really crazy simple. The thing about it, and I want you to understand this too, is title companies have all the wholesale transactions. So if they're selling 50 wholesale deals a month, that means they're selling them to probably 30 buyers. So they have all the buyers on speed. So some title companies are like, oh, it's private information. They act like it's HIPAA. Real estate doesn't have any HIPAA laws, by the way, but they act like it's HIPAA. If you know what HIPAA is, I'm not even pretending to know what HIPAA is. It's like you just can't give personal information. I have no idea. But I think HIPAA says like you have to keep their health information private. I don't know. I don't know what I do. But there's no HIPAA for real estate. So people just give out their buyers. And there's RESPA. That's title company law. But for basically health, I don't know. Right. So this is how I would find cash buyers if I had no money. All right. Now, again, it's a lot more work. It's not as easy, but probably gonna be the best bet you got. Now, if you got out here and you got a little bit of cheddar, okay? You got a little Chuck E. Cheese cheddar. What I'm going to tell you to do is my favorite thing to do. And again, if you have probably all you need is about $100 a month. Sorry, my bad. Actually, $97 a month. $97 a month. What you're going to do is you are going to, and I know this sounds like a plug, but I promise you this, there's not, and you know what? I'm just going to ask, is there any wholesaling software for under that is cheaper than X Leads that provides skip traced buyers? Anybody? I will wait for a second. Is there any person that can name one wholesaling software that is $97 a month or cheaper that provides free skip traced buyers? No? Nothing? That's what I thought. So, I mean, I'm sorry to be flexing a little. I mean, guys, I know I have a long sleeve shirt, but the guns are popping out. It's concealed carry today, but it kind of looks like open carry right now. Sorry. I had to hide the guns from you because it's just distracting so much about how strong and ripped I am that we have to go back. Okay. It's not all about how I look. Okay. It's about how I make money in wholesaling. So stop trying to go out here and be upset at me on this. All right. But all I'm telling you right now, okay, is the only software that has free skip trace buyers. And by the way, it's got the best quality. Okay. I'm actually really proud to announce that we are now the third largest wholesaling software. So thank you guys so much. After our launch, we had so many signups on X Leads. We are now the third largest, which is crazy. So shout out to everyone on there. Third largest wholesaling software. The stats just came in on. It's pretty cool. So I'm pretty proud of you guys. Thank you so much on that. I mean, just guys, everyone's using X Leads now. And the really cool part about X Leads too is when I say it's the third largest wholesaling software, the only ones that are bigger than us, they don't talk about wholesaling. They're like for real estate investors and real estate agents. They don't talk about wholesaling. So we're technically the largest wholesaling software, but I don't want to get into that right now. So if you have $97, which is pretty much comes with everything, you go to a software called xleads.com. All right. xleads.com. And what you do with xleads is now you have some tools to go out here and dispo your deals. All right. So what this basically is first and foremost, all right, you're going to go out here and call cash sales. Might be like, Zach, that sounds boring. Not really, but you need a software that can do this. Okay. So how in the world do you do this? Well, calling cash sales is a pretty simple process. Cash sales is a list of people, ready for this, that are buying properties for cash. That's it. Okay. That's it. So it's actually literally as a list of people. Hey, these people are buying houses for cash. Here, they're all skip trace. You want to call them? That's what XLeads does. Pretty crazy, right? So all you have to do is you go to XLeads, you sign up for it. I'll show you how to do it really quick, really simple, really easy. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. All right. So, all right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go here. And all right, let me just check. Let me just make sure. So when you sign up for XLeads, you go here. All right, let's see. All right, cool. So again, actually, no, that's not it. Right here. Where's that? Where is it? All right, right here. So you log into XLeads, and this is what it kind of looks like. Of course, it has a free Go High Level account included on it because everyone pays $97 a month for Go High Level. I just give it to everyone for free because, again, XLeads is the most valuable software in the world. But basically, the whole point of this is you go to the lead section. This is what most people pay for, right? You go to the lead section. You click leads, and you're going to be able to get all the leads you want here. Now, again, let me go actually log in. You have to re-log in here. There we go. Okay, cool. So there we go. Logged in right here. So basically what you got to do is, guys, give me an area where you want to go out here and find cash buyers. Let me know, where in the world should I find cash buyers? Give me a market. Give me a market. Okay. Let's go find a market real quick. Where should we find cash buyers? This is so simple. Oh, Ralph won. Shout out to Ralph. Love Ralph. Philly. All right. We're going to do Philadelphia. Okay. So I think it's Philadelphia County. All right. We're going to do Philadelphia County. So we're going to do Philadelphia County. So let's go here. We're going to search Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania. And what it's going to do is pop up all the cash buyers in Philadelphia. So actually, first it's going to show all the properties in Philadelphia, by the way. There we go. Okay. So all the cash buyers in Philadelphia is going to be right here. So what we're going to do is these are all the properties. We're going to go to filters. Then we're going to go to literally the cash buyer tab. Simple as that. Now, it's going to pop up every property in the United States of America. Sorry, every property in Philadelphia County that was basically bought for cash. Now, that's pretty dumb because that's just too many. Some of these buyers don't buy anymore. So we're going to scroll down here and we're going to do, okay, someone buying for a house less than 500 grand. We're going to make sure it's only single family properties. So what's the median home price in Philly? Let's look at median home price, Philadelphia, PA. 232. So let's do 270. Cool. All right, 2000. Awesome. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do individual owner types, business, and just, you can do finance. I would just kind of keep those. I get rid of these. I'd keep trust though. And then from there, we're going to scroll down to the sale history, and we're going to do all sales the past month. And what this is going to be very specifically, let's do 3 months. very specifically, every cash transaction in the past 3 months is going to pop up right here. And what it's going to do is let's make it bigger. Let's do 6 months. And let's do the past 12 months. Make it bigger. Nice little list. So these are all the cash transactions in Philly. All right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pop up one of these right here. You're going to see that Maestro Homes LLC bought this property. Now, again, I can't show everything. So we're going to make it, we're going to do this appropriately. I can't show that either. Can I do that? How about that? I think I do that. So you choose a property. And there we go. It's covered up. But basically, can I show like a little bit of it? Maybe a little. Maybe I'll tease you a bit. Basically, she kind of just, let me screenshot it and show you what it looks like. Okay. Because then y'all are going to get all mad at me. I'll throw a hissy fit. Oh, you're not showing it. I'm not showing it. Okay. Because I don't want to get in trouble with Mr. Beast's favorite platform. Okay. We're going to do this. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. Okay, cool. Basically, it didn't show anything really. But we're going to keep this video up. So, there we go. All right, let me share my screen. Let me show you what. So, when you pop it up, what it's going to do is that's the property got bought for cash. All right. And what you're going to find is, let's get a window. Let's pop it up. Window. All right, cool. So when you pop it up, this is what it's going to look like. Again, it's going to basically show the address, the owners, and then it's going to give their phone numbers. So you basically just right there, you call the phone numbers. Simple. Throw it into the X-Leads dialer, call them up, get some buyers, right? Now, again, what you're going to do is basically say this. Hey, I saw you bought this house for cash. I'm a wholesaler. Are you interested in buying any more properties in the area? That's it. Really easy. Like really easy. Now, if you are somebody who says, I can't do that, that's way too much work. I am a very busy man, okay? I am stuck on my private jet. I deserve the finer things in life. I need more, okay? I spend more on caviar, okay, that I feed to my little chihuahua than $97. I said, okay, you got a little more money. I would tell you this. If you want to make the buyer experience even better, you can just use AI to go out here and dispo your deal. So basically what I mean by this is, how do I show this? Actually, I'll show it like that. I can show this, right? Let's do this. You see this little button over here that says Buyer Match AI? It says Buyer Match AI. All you do is you just click that button. Now, what happens when you click that button? So I'm going to click on this property right here. All you do is you just pop up the property that you locked up. You're going to click the button Buyer Match AI. What Buyer Match AI is going to do, and this is why X-Leads is literally the GOAT. Okay, it's the best software ever. That's why I flex on everyone with it. But basically, all you do is you click that button, which I'm going to click it right now. What it's going to do is it's going to use AI, and it's going to rank the best buyer for that specific property. So it's pretty cool. So let me show you. What it's going to do, say, hey, your subject property is in this area code. What we did is we found all the buyers that are buying that specific type of property in that specific area, and we used AI to rank who's most likely to buy versus least likely to buy. And guess what the software does? It goes out here and it finds the top buyers based off of AI. Just crazy. And right now, it basically plugged all the info in all these transactions, and it figured out exactly the top buyers and the worst buyers. And it ranked the top 100 buyers right there. You don't have to really even think about it. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. So Buyer Match AI is here. It's awesome. It has just basically revolutionized everything. And you can display your deals like that. Take a little bit of magic on here. Pretty simple. That's the best way to display your deal. So again, it's the best disposition software ever, because any other disposition software, I think on the X-Leads site, we kind of compare other softwares. I mean, if you're going to buy a disposition software, you're probably going to be paying roughly $483 a month. And X Leads give to you included. Crazy, right? And yeah, it's pretty cool. So is that buyer match AI included on the basic plan? No, that's in the pro plan and on the X plans. So no, that buyer match AI is not on there. Now, do you guys want me to charge $200 a month on X Leads and then we can bump everything up? I don't think so. I mean, 97 is the best deal ever. So yeah, no, I would say that AI is not going to be part of the basic plan at all. So it's part of the pro or the X plan, which again, we don't want to give everyone AI dispo access like that too soon yet. So yeah, pretty crazy. And it's only getting better. I mean, I'm not going to say exactly what we're going to be doing, but version 4 is coming out. Again, it's in development. I have no more launches in me for a little bit, but I'll tell you this, right when version 4 is ready to go, maybe we'll just do a 28-hour live stream, guys. By the way, if you're watching this, I came off of last Thursday, a 27-hour live stream. I shouldn't be alive for this, but I am. I went live for 27 hours straight. Oh, Lordy. That was that tested my strength. But yeah, I would say cold call cash sales, number 1. Number 2, again, I would use buyer match AI. And honestly, that's by far the easiest way to go dispo your deals. Like cold call cash sales, if you have the pro, the X plan, buyer match AI, you can use investor leads, which is a really good tool too. We have. So pretty much what investor leads is. I'll share my screen. You go out here. You go to the dispo tab. So we have a dispo tab right here in X Leads called dispo. So I don't think you know. So we'll do Philadelphia. I can't spell for anything today. I'm still recovering from the live stream. I don't think so. Feeling pretty good now. All right, so you go to Philadelphia County. And you can get like a whole list of the top flippers in Philadelphia County. And the data is really good. This is where the AI data is trained off of. But basically what it's doing is it's going out here and it's basically analyzing right now all the flippers in Philadelphia County. So V&V Holdings have flipped 36 houses in the past year. They're buying a property for 72 and they're selling them for a gross profit about 260, which is really good buyers. Now it's cool when you pop up this property right here. I can't show all the info. Gotta keep it secret. If you look, there we go. I'm gonna hide the info. But basically all the info is in there, which is really cool. You can even call the buyer straight from X Leads because we have a dialer, which is pretty awesome. I don't want to enable my mic on it, but like you can use the dialer like right there. So it's basically pretty awesome all in one. But the really cool part about the dispo tab is you can dispo from filters and landlords on a specific buyer type. So for example, if you just want to find only landlord buyers, which you talk about buying for rentals, or if you want to only find flippers specifically, you can do it inside of X Leads. So what's really cool is if you want to find the top landlords, click landlord, and it's going to show all the landlords. Now it's all the landlord properties for this. So V&V Holdings here, this is where they own all of the rental properties. Have you seen that they heavily own their rentals in this area, and this area, and then this area? Now let's look at their flipped properties. It's going to be orange. So you could tell very specifically when you pop up this buyer, see, we have a profile on every buyer in America, which is really cool. And what's really awesome about it is you can pop up the profile on any of the buyers and we see exactly their pattern. Like, oh, wow. So if you lock up a deal over here by Temple University, you probably know no one wants to buy that. But if you get a property locked up in West Philly right here in this area, you know they're looking to buy it. Or out there in Nice Town. Okay? You know they're looking to buy. All right? Pretty crazy. All right. Let's see. There we go. Awesome. So that's where they're looking to buy. And then obviously, you know this buyer. See, if you call this buyer up right here, okay? Oh my gosh. It's crazy. So this guy owns 23 rental properties. It says it right here on Landlord Insight. Actually, am I covering it? Yeah, I am. I can't show. Okay. Basically, it's showing he owns 23 rentals and he's flipped 37 houses. So you got to say this like, wow. So I guess this guy is legit. So if you call this guy up, you don't have to say, "Are you legit? Are you really buying houses?" Like we already have the deeds, we have the software already developed it, so we already know exactly who's a buyer, who's not a buyer, who's not legit, who's legit, right? Pretty nuts. Now, I will give you this other thing too. If you're looking to qualify your cash buyers too, and they say, "Oh, my property that I own, okay, the property that I own, it's called like V&V Holdings, right?" So, for example, we're going to copy that V&V Holdings LLC. Really quick, we got a couple questions here for the next part. Zach, can you show that one more time, all the filters? Yes, Daniel, no problem, man. So what you do here is, can I show this part? Okay, cool. So the filters that I did is I just went to Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania on the Dispo tab. So this is the Dispo tab. And all I did is I went to filters and then I went to basically Flipper, and that's what I did. Now, if I want to find landlords, I could click landlords. Now, I want to make sure the landlords have bought a property in the past year. Now, you can talk about landlords, like their portfolio size and everything like that. I mean, I'm not too crazy about that. Just purchased in the past year. Let it load up. You'll find all the landlord buyers popping up right here. Let that load for a second. Nice towns to hood. Oh, I have no idea. Huh, interesting. I guess it is. I guess they're flipping the hood. So if you're looking for buyers who are flipping in the hood, if you locked up, hey, that's it. Oh, yeah. Pretty crazy. So if you go up here, oh, they're going to pop up right here. So there we go. So all the buyers pop up right here. So this guy owns 22 rentals. He owns this many rentals. He owns this many rentals. And then boom, pops it up right there. So it's cool, really cool. They pop up right there. All the info, you click it. That's all you need. Now, again, this Chava Brown person, let's just copy them. This Chava Brown person, this person apparently owns 29 rental properties. Interesting, right? So let's see if this guy's actually, so let's say this Chava guy says, "I'm a landlord." Okay, we pop him up. We look up his investor insights. Okay, it says it right now. He owns all these properties he locked up. So actually, these are his landlord. These are the properties he owns as a landlord. So these are his rental properties. You can see the whole map right here. It's really cool. Now, Shauna says, "Zach, can you show us on the X Leads Pro how do you find hedge fund buyers?" Yeah, no problem there. So hedge fund buyers are going to be a little more specific. So I'll show you. I mean, if you want to find the hedge funds in that area, I'll show you. Okay. So I'm going to go back here and we are going to find the top ones. So for example, here, if you really want to see them, so you just pop up landlords and see who's buying the most rentals. So you're going to do this one. Cool. So you're going to go to Real Portfolio 12 LLC. That's a hedge fund, NA4 Operating, and then Golden Asset LLC. So those are all pretty much hedge funds. So Zach, how do you know that's a hedge fund? Okay, well, let's click the property. You click the property, and you're going to see this. Okay, you're going to see this. If you don't look at this person, this is who you're going to find. You're going to find that this what are they called? Let's see. They were called Real Portfolio 12 LLC. Real Portfolio 12 LLC currently owns 549 properties. Now, I don't know if $73 million in real estate holdings sounds to you like a hedge fund, but it sounds like a hedge fund to me. Sounds like a dang hedge fund to me, bro. So I'll tell you this. That is a dang hedge fund. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anyone says. That, in my books, is a dang hedge fund. So, again, I don't really want to deal with a hedge fund buyer. I never really put hedge fund buyer in there, but that's just honestly what I've seen. Okay. So I would not call them hedge fund buyers. I wouldn't specifically go after hedge fund buyers. Now you can call them a hedge fund buyer. I specifically wouldn't do it. Right. So again, 549 properties right here. So that is absolutely insane. There's a lot of rentals. You can look up portfolio size and get their whole data set. But in Philly, that's where they own those rentals. So it looks like it's across the river in Camden area or whatever that is. So definitely very, very, very interesting there. So that's how you use X Leads to go out here and find your buyers on there. I don't really want to get in the whole thing. Like, promise we don't have enough time about this, right? I can go another 4-hour rant about Dispo and X Leads. And you guys already saw I went on a 27-hour live stream. I can go live all day. I had the world record for the longest wholesaling live stream. I had the record for the most people viewed a live stream ever. It's crazy. Cat, okay, we got a hater in the comments. How do we know you're actually making money? Go in the comments and see if anyone in here has ever done a deal with me. Honestly, just hilarious to me. I made millions of dollars with everyone watching this live. I mean, I think I've done plenty of JVs with Ralph, by the way. But hey, he's not legit. It's just hilarious to me. But basically, if you're gonna go find these buyers right now, X Leads gonna be the fastest way. So I'll tell you this: if you want like a whole thing, these are the 3 top ways. Now, if you have no money, again, obviously, that is how you do it. 97. You can go the free route, Facebook groups. I have amazing training on how to find buyers on Facebook groups. What's out of 2? Zillow FSBOs are great. I had a whole training on Zillow rental listings. I also have a really good training inside of Wholesaling.com. I actually had a live call with a realtor trying to sell my wholesale deals. I had the whole script, the whole conversation. And guess where? It's in free wholesaling.com. Oh, look. I guess Zach is Zach's not real. Hilarious. Yeah, I think me and him done 4 or 5 JVs. Okay, I've probably made 40 grand with that guy, 50 grand. Oh no, losers. Zach doesn't know what he's doing. Haters gotta hate. But here's the thing. When I get a hater, and this is the same thing with the cash buyer, when everyone understands, when I get a hater, they say, Zach, okay, you don't do any wholesale deals. I'm like, okay. How about we ask anybody in the comments who has ever done a wholesale deal with me? And then someone pops up and shows I made 20 grand with this guy. And they're like, oh crap. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars of deals Zach's doing with these people. Oh no. What should I do? Oh crap. I'm just not gonna comment anymore. That's hilarious to me. You're a hater. I show proof, then you stop, and then you don't even admit defeat. You just, I'm just gonna click the computer off. The only reason I was saying that is because this guy made 5 fake accounts. It's hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious to me. But yeah, that's it. So if you want to find cash buyers again, cold call cash sales, buyer match AI, investor leads, Facebook groups, Zillow rental listings, realtor. And by the way, the only reason I'm getting haters today is because I celebrated getting the 3rd largest wholesaling software. The only people that have money to go out here and create bots and to make haters is wholesaling softwares. But I don't want to get into that. But the only people I've ever made fake bots against me is wholesaling software companies, because I was like, all these wholesaling software companies are making these fake hating bots for a reason. You know why? They are scared to death that I'm talking about freewholesaling.com. They are shaking in their boots. They hate the movement we created at xleads.com. You know why? Because it's cheaper and everyone is canceling their old, danky, expensive software to go to XLeads. But the thing they're trying to do is they're trying to discredit me. Oh, Zach doesn't do deals. Okay, well, how about you go in the comment section and find millions of dollars I've done of just deals and people in the comments. But the only people that will go make a fake account and then make 6 other fake accounts are tech guys that own software companies. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't get in the whole thing. I don't want to get in the whole rant. But do you guys remember last year when I did a live stream? I'm just telling you guys the truth. I did a live, and this is just talking about XLeads. I did a live stream last year where I was showing people how to use XLeads, and I legit had 500 bots attack me and say XLeads sucks. Zach sucks. He's the worst. He's a terrible person. You know what I did? Next live stream, it happened. The same thing happened. You know what I did? I personally called up all the wholesaling tech CEOs. I didn't know who it was. And I said, I know what you're doing. And I actually called them. I said, I know what you're doing. I know it's you. It's specifically, it's no one else. It's you. I'm just letting you know. I called them all and accused all of them and say, I know it's you. I know it's not the other guys. I know it's you. And they all got scared. And guess what happened? I don't know who it was, but the hate bot comments went to 0. Just saying. So again, when I say that, it's not that like Zach's lying, like legit, all these wholesaling software companies legit hate me. They don't want you to know about X Leads. They don't want you to talk about X Leads, because if you talk about X Leads, then it hurts their wallets. And I promise you, these software guys make a lot more money than the wholesaling coaches. Okay. These wholesaling coaches ain't got nothing on me, but these, oh my gosh, the software people, bro, they make a lot of money. And then they try to use all that money to stop me and end me, which is absolutely hilarious. So now the wholesaling software companies are going after my credibility, which is hilarious. I'm like, dude, these wholesaling software companies have never done a wholesale in their life. They don't have 7 years on YouTube. They don't have 9 years in the wholesale game. Over 4,000 wholesaling real estate deals I've done. And now you're going to go after me, these wholesaling software companies. Do I need to go call the CEO guys again and just say, hey, stop doing it? I know it's you. Maybe I just showed my hand on it, but it's just kind of crazy. I hope you know we can track all this stuff, but I'm not getting all that today. So for that, we're going to keep the X Leads banner on the bottom just to mess with them today. But basically, that is how you find cash buyers for your wholesaling deals. Now, I'm telling you this, okay? Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Go to xleads.com. Go to xleads.com. That's all I could say when I see a hater. Just hilarious. But the one thing I'll tell you right now is, if you want to go out here and find cash buyers, it's never, ever, ever going to be the market that sucks. If the population of your market is over 100,000 people, you are never, ever, ever going to struggle finding cash buyers. The software has all the buyers right there. So what is your problem? Why can't you actually go out here and dispo your deal? Now, okay, maybe one more Zach rant for buyers, because I just want to give value, as much value as I possibly can today. But we'll go out here and do it. All right. But I'll tell you this. If you can't dispo your deal, right? If you, for some reason, if you can't sell your wholesale deal, dude, I just can't find a cash buyer. I can't go out here and do it. I can't go out here and sell my deal. I don't know. I just can't do it, bro. I just can't sell my wholesaling real estate deal. It's because, number one, all right, number one, the deal's locked up too high. That is, bar none, probably the most common reason. You locked up the deal too high. Or number two, and this is rare, but people say it. Ready for this one? This is the most hilarious one. I just can't find it. I'm like, it's probably because you haven't talked to enough buyers. And here's the thing. You might be like, no, Zach, I talked to a bunch of buyers and my deal's the perfect price. I'm like, okay, well, you talked to 10 buyers and they all said if you talked to 10 cash buyers and they all said you locked up the deal for too high, what do you think? What do you think that means? Okay. I once knew somebody that they dated like 14. Should I say it the right way? Yeah, I'll say it the right way. This person dated like 14 dudes. All right. And after 2 months, every single time, the guy would always break up with her. And she would go say, why do all the guys suck? I don't know. If 14 guys all agreed after 2 months they don't want to date you, maybe it's not like all the guys that are the problem, unless you're in the wrong crowd. I don't know. Maybe you're I don't know. Maybe you're hanging around with the wrong crowd. Maybe you're in you're dating like biker guys. I have no idea. But maybe it's you. Just saying. Maybe it's you. And the same thing, the reason I say that analogy, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, if you have a deal and you send it to 10 buyers and they all said it's overpriced, and again, maybe there's 1 or 2 bad guys and cash buyers out there. But if 10 cash buyers say all your deal sucks, I'm being honest with you. Can't say, all the buyers suck. Nah. I'm sorry. If 10 cash buyers say you suck, that's like all the not good. Not good. No bueno. Not good at all. Not good in the neighborhood. Just saying. So I'd be very careful with that. So I get a lot of wholesalers that are like, oh my gosh, I have zero clue. I have zero clue how to find a cash buyer. I have all the answers for you right there. That's how you go and do it. So what I want to do is I want to go out here and answer some questions, see what's going on, see what I can do to help you guys out and make you the best wholesaler possible, make you rich, successful, and making all the money for success wholesaling real estate. So let's go out here and answer some quick questions here, see what I can do to help you guys out and make you the best wholesaler possible. And again, guys, do me a favor. If you got any value from this video, smash the like button, subscribe. Love you guys all to death on here, and we are super excited, ready to go. All right. Oh, man. Hilarious. So let's go out here and answer some questions. Let's see here. Can you demonstrate this process, but with a land wholesaler's approach? So that's a great question. I actually like that. So a land wholesaler's approach here is going to be a little different. So with land wholesaling, you're only going to find developers and buyers. So the top people buying land are people who are going to buy the piece of land and develop upon it. So if you have no money, just search home builders in your area and call them, see if they have acquisitions department, see if they're looking to buy wholesale deals from you. That's by far the simplest, easy ways on a land perspective. So Daniel, you do not get a Dispo tab. So I'm telling you right now, you have to upgrade to the Pro or the X plan to get the Dispo, because you have to get the Pro or the X plan for the dispositions. But the whole point is you could get your first deal in the basic plan. But once you start doing deals, you probably should get the Pro or the X plan because you're doing deals and you probably could use that better stuff. Pretty simple, pretty crazy. Daniel says, Zach, I have a seller finance deal I've owned for a year, but I'd like to sell it. Any deal? Any advice? Daniel, go find a landlord buyer that buys creative finance deals. I think that's a great way to do it. Also, on top of that too, I do want to give a shout out to everybody. So I think I got a question. Let's see what question this is. Let's see. So I do want to give an announcement to everyone. Okay. So everyone's like, Zach, how do we send deals to you? So officially now, and again, this is like not like crazy, like sad stuff, but officially now we are basically personally underwriting every deal. So now all JVs go through basically M2M group now, which is pretty crazy. So we're able to do that now. So I think we're going to buy, I think on day one of M2M, we bought one deal from somebody already, which is crazy. But basically this is cool. Our community, which we just dropped, M2M, get your first deal guaranteed in 90 days. We are accepting deposits for joinm2m.com. So I let everybody know this too. If you are somebody that's going out here and wants to get your first deal guaranteed and you have at least $500 a month in marketing to spend inside of your wholesaling business, we can guarantee a deal in under 90 days. Now, if you've been living on the rock, you don't know this. I launched this last Thursday and I basically went live for 27 hours straight, which is kind of insanity to me. And basically, the coolest part about it is you get personal one-on-one coaching from Corey and Evan. You get group coaching with me and Rick. And what's really cool about it is you'll go out here and learn exactly the right systems to get your deal in 90 days guaranteed. So if that's something you're interested in, which is really cool, just go to joinm2m.com. Let's see what the deposit's at. So again, the cool part about it is you don't have to spend any money to join it. All you have to do is just submit a deposit. Now you lose your deposit if you get a deal in 90 days, which is kind of the point here. Also, if you don't follow what we say, because the cool part about it is we have personal coaches in there that are making millions of dollars. And the really awesome part about it is they will literally tell you what you have to do every single week. And if you submit your KPIs and we say, hey, you got to do this differently, change your plan. And you say, no, I'm just going to keep calling 20 people a day, then you're going to lose your deposit. But we're pretty flexible about it. So sellmypaper.com is going to be moved over to M2M. The whole reason for it is we're personally doing personal one-on-one messages with every single person. So the whole point of this is if you have a deal, you're going to send it to our coaches. Our coaches are going to underwrite the deal and tell you, hey, we're going to get in front of the JV before we even JV it. Hey, you need to lock it up for this price. Then you lock it up for this price, and then we say, hey, we can JV on it. There's no more underwriting because you personally get mentored by all of our coaches in here. So yeah, it's pretty dang cool. So basically the whole M2M deposit starts at $215 a month. We're going to raise the deposit to $226 after we get to 600 members. So I highly, highly recommend you get in now, which is really cool. I got a couple questions about JVs. So you have to basically JV with our coaches now because they're underwriting the deal. They're coaching on the deal. So I think they should get paid on the JVs too. So the cool part is you have to be inside of M2M to get our personal attention on if your deal is good, if your deal is bad. And you can keep being inside of M2M on the deposit, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, we launched this thing last Thursday. 500 people joined. It's growing like crazy. No, we had 400 people join. It's growing like crazy. We actually have been running M2M secretly for 2 years. Just in case you don't know, Dimitri made 120 grand a month at just 19 years old inside of M2M. Adele made $346,000 his first year inside of M2M. Jason made $389,000 his first year in M2M. And Yasmin made over $227,000 in her first deal. She had 19 deals her first year inside of Marketing to Millions. Coolest part too is we actually provide you our VAs at cost. So you might be like, what are you talking about? If you want to join the program and say, Zach, I don't have enough time for calling, guess what? Here's the best part about it. If you have no time for calling, we will provide to you our trained VAs at cost. They're Egyptian. They're not Filipino. I love my Filipinos out there, by the way. But we'll give you our top tier Egyptian Mexican cold calling VAs, which if you go to a call center, they charge you $6 an hour. We will give you the VAs for only $4.50 an hour. Pretty cool. We'll give you our lead management protocol training, our exact training on how we do our internal company on our CRM. We're going to give you an excellent snapshot. We're going to give you your forms, all the stuff, CRM, accountability, everything's done for you. It's a refundable deposit if you get your first deal. Sorry, it's a non-refundable deposit if you get your first deal. It's refundable if you don't get a deal in 90 days. This is legit how proven the system is. And we ran this program with 50 wholesalers, 35, 40 wholesalers roughly, and we had a 95% success rate. So we're doing this publicly, and we're going to prove that success rate again. Pretty dang cool. So also, me and Rick personally go out here and we will coach you, which is crazy, on a group setting. And we go through all the KPIs for our students. We have success managers. They're actually about to join the program in the next couple of weeks. They're still under training because we want to personally do all the training before we bring the people in. And it's pretty cool. So if you don't even want to, if say, Zach, I don't even know, I don't have any time to cold call, just go inside of M2M and use our VAs. Now, we actually lose money with this, with the VAs, but we will let you do it at cost because we rather lose money and time just to make sure you have the best success. No other person has a guarantee. I'm just being honest with you. Again, I sound like I'm selling it. I really shouldn't be selling this. We don't probably need any more. We're capping this at 1,000 users, by the way. So again, if you want to cry to me and say, Zach, you shut it down. I'm going to shut it down at 1,000 users. I'm just letting everybody know this. Okay. We're going to get 1,000 users in. We're going to get a 95% success rate. Hopefully that's our goal. And then we'll open it up again like crazy. But right now we are at 516 and we're not even a week in. We're about 4-5 days into this. And if you want to join M2M, just go to joinm2m.com. I'll put the link right here. You can join Marketing to Millions and it'll be pretty cool. We got 3 coaching calls a week. We have personal one-on-one access. You can message a 7-figure wholesaler who is a personal coach of yours. You can message about your deal, your plan, anything, and we'll get everything all set up for you, which is really cool. Currently, right now, we're doing A2P setups for people inside of M2M. So if you're struggling with A2P, we'll give you access to go out here and some of our excellent support people to help you out. Really, really awesome. So yeah, pretty sick. Love it. Let's see here. Panda Doc says, Zach, should I navigate wholesaling in PA Act 52? That is an intense law. So pretty much what that basically means is it's your intent. So I would double close and always have the intent for it. So Jamie, if you have I'll tell you this, Jamie, and I'm just being honest with you. If you have $2,000 a month to spend, I would join m2m.com. You spend $215 on the deposit. You put the rest in the marketing, and I can guarantee you to get your first deal in 90 days, or I will legitimately I'll give all your money back that you paid inside of here on the deposit. So again, it's such a no-brainer. You will get all your money back that you paid into the program if you can't get a deal in 90 days. No wholesaler does this. So we're calling it performance-based coaching, and it's really sick. So we guarantee your results. Again, you can't really beat that. So the VA option, so let's do the math. What is $450 for 40 hours a week times a month? So 40 hours a week times 52. Okay, times $450 divided by 12. You should budget about $800 a month if you are going to use our VAs, because our VAs are $4.50. They're trained for you. They're already set. We do all the work. We whip them in the call center, basically, and it's pretty cool. Also, on top of that, too, you have to have an X lead. So basically, David, my question for you is, let's say you join M2M. We have a whole system in M2M. Specifically, it's going to be like, hey, you got to make the calls. You got to make the texts. What other software are you going to use to do your calling and texting in your CRM? You're going to be spending $2,000 a month in softwares. So we force you to use X leads because most people do this. Oh, I like my software. Cancel your software, get X leads. Then from there, they freed up about $1,500 a month or $1,000 a month. They use that $1,000 a month and use it towards VAs. Now they're producing leads that they never have anymore. That's why we're forcing everybody to use X leads in the program, because we want a 95% success rate. And the most successful wholesalers use X leads. So, saying the truth. Yeah, you probably didn't want to watch the whole 27-hour live stream, so I just gave everyone the gist on it today on there, which is pretty cool. Let's see. There we go. Benji Boy's going to join. So Benji Boy, we're doing the call tomorrow too. Remember, if you start day one, that's day one for you. So be all done for you right there, man. Can I get into M2M and have yeah, Benji, you can just get the basic plan and join M2M right now. And if you don't get a deal in 90 days, you get whatever you paid inside of M2M, you get it back. So that's kind of like, guys, I felt like I'm selling this thing. You literally get the money back. So that's how I'd be doing it. That's how you do it. Become successful. So guys, if you want to join M2M, join the program, do me a favor. Go to joinm2m.com. You have to have an X Lead subscription, but everyone has an X Lead subscription, probably, basically. So that's it. So guys, that's how you find buyers. That's how you get a deal in 90 days or less. You're good to go. So guys, got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out.